Welcome to Desai Academy of class 10th, chapter number 7, control and coordination. Okay, in a previous videos we discussed that the types of tropic movements and what is the meaning of tropic. Okay, so there are four types of tropic movements. You already learned that phototropic, geotropic, hydrotropic and chemotropic. These are the four tropic movements that we have studied in the previous videos. You are searching for these these topics means you can check our playlist. You will get all these videos that are very important for your exam purpose. Okay, next we are studying about the electrical impulse. So in a plant cell communicate with which method? Electrochemical method. As in previous video we discussed that. Okay, how this information is transferring from one cell to the another cell, and in animals body also electrical impulse, due to using of electrical impulse, information is transferring from one cell to the another cell, right? So how these electrical impulse carrying the information from one cell to the another cell, it is very quick or it is having some limitations that you have to study here. Electrical impulse are an excellent mean for this. Okay, remember that the information is passing through which medium or which method means it is called as electrical impulse in a animal's body. In animal's body, which medium through information is transferring electrical impulse. But there are limitations to the use of electrical impulse. Okay, this is very important. In our exam they will ask, write the limitations of electrical impulse. So there are two limitations. You have to write two limitations of electrical impulse. What are the major limitations of electrical impulse? Firstly, they will reach only those cells that are connected by nervous tissue and not each and every cell in the animal body. Okay, very important point. The electrical impulse connect those cells, connect only those cells which are connected to the nervous tissue, not each and every cell of animal body. Very important. So it will transfer the information which are connected to one another. So they send information easily, but which cells are not connected to the nervous tissue, they will not send information to that cells. Okay, this is the first major disadvantage of electrical impulse. Second, on the first point is from this point to this point. This is a very important point. So remember, in exam purpose they will ask. In exam they will ask. Second one, once an electrical impulse is generated in cell and transmitted, the cell will take some time to reset its mechanism before it can generate and transmit a new impulse. Another important is what? Disadvantage. Once an electrical impulse is generated in a cell, once impulse is generated, once the impulse is generated in a cell and it is transmitted, once the information is generated in the form of electrical impulse and it is also transferred to the next cell, the cell will take some time. The cell will take some time to reset its mechanism. So before it generate and transmit a new impulse. Okay, this is the two major disadvantage of using electrical impulse. What are the two major difference of electrical impulse? The information is reach only those cells connected to each other. Which are not connected, they will not send the information. So second one, once electrical impulse generated and transmitted to the cell, it will take some time to reset its mechanism. So this is the two major disadvantage of electrical impulse. Okay, from this point to you have to reach this point. Okay, how to write for the disadvantage of electrical impulse, very important. So whenever in an exam they will ask, write the limitations or disadvantages of electrical impulse, means You have to write these two. Then question comes here, if this electrical impulse is insufficient to transmit the information from one cell to the another cell, means then how animal body are transferring the informations. For that our animal body is using what another method. That method is called chemical communication. By releasing some chemicals in the body or in the cell or a tissue, by using that chemicals they are transferring more efficiently informations comparing to the electrical impulse. Okay, this is also important. Which secondary methods are used by the animals to communicate with each other, means you can write a chemical communication. In other words, cells cannot continuously create and transmit a electrical impulse. Okay, means the second point is, okay, they will take a time to reset its mechanism, means so they cannot send and receive the what electrical impulse continuously. So it is thus no wonder that most multicellular organisms use another means of communication between the cells, namely chemical communication. Due to these two major disadvantage of electrical impulse, many multicellular organisms using another method called as what chemical communications. Remember that this point is very important. So the electrical impulse are having some disadvantage, so for that they are for that they are using which method, chemical communication. In your exam they may be asked why animals using a chemical communication instead of electrical impulse. They can ask, they can use a variety of questions, but answer will be same. These 2 points you have to write. So our limitations of electrical impulse means same. Why animals are using chemical communication means you have to write these 2 points only. Remember that. So which method they are using, chemical communication. All right, very important point is there. If instead of generating an electrical impulse, stimulated cells release some chemicals compound. Okay, instead of generating electrical impulse, now animal cells will releasing some chemical compound. This compound would diffuse all around the original cell. Okay, so instead of generating the electric impulse, now that animal body will releasing some chemical compound to the original cell. If the other cells around have the means to detect this compound using special molecules on their surface, then they would able to recognize the information and even transmit. When the animal body will releasing some chemical compound and the other cells surrounding in it having capacity or detecting that chemical compound, and then easily recognize and also transmit it to the next cells. This is done by more efficiently with the chemical compounds. This will be slower, of course, but it can be potentially reach all cells of the body regardless of nervous connection, and it can be done steadily and persistently. Other major advantage of this chemical communication means it can be done very precisely, and precisely means accurately, and the process may be slow. But it can reach every part of the body, whether it is connected with nervous tissue or not. The information is passing through each and every part of the body. In the case of what, chemical communication, with the help of chemical communication, each and every cell of an animal body is getting the information by which method, chemical reaction, more accurately, more precisely. But the process of getting the information is slower, but all kind of information reaching each and every cell of a body. Right, next. Okay, these compounds or hormones used by multicellular organisms for control and coordination to show great deal of diversity as we would accept. Okay, so for these chemical compounds or hormones that will help the animal body to control and coordination of their actions and reactions. Due to this only they precisely and accurately they are doing their actions and reactions with the help of chemical coordination or chemical communication or with the help of hormones. Different plant hormones help to coordinate different plant hormones different plant hormones help to coordinate growth, development, and response to the environment. So some hormones are present in the plant, especially they are helping in the growth of the plant, development of the plant, response to the what environment. They are synthesized at a place away from where they are act and simply diffuses to the area of action. So okay, simply there are a variety of hormones present in the plant that mainly helping in the growth of the plant and development of the plant, correct? So some hormones are present in the plant that will helping in the growth of the plant and development of the plant according to response to the environment, and these are synthesizing in one place and they are acting or are making action in other places. Okay, so in next videos we will discuss about what are the plant hormones and how they will help in the growth of the plant, and then in next video is very important. Okay, so in exam purpose they will ask what are the plant hormones and they write their functions, 3 to 4 marks, very important questions. Okay, thank you for watching. Please subscribe my channel and share with your friends. Thank you.